I got to tell you, I don't have the ability to yell and scream and just. Here's how I'll open the show. There was basically for 2 hours and 40 minutes of the 3-hour window watching the game, I was ready to come on the air and have a real good time. I was ready to come on the air and dude, I can't believe they did this. They went there. ASB gets dinged up. DeAndre Swift is hobbled. 24-14. I mean, Okuda shutting down Jefferson. I'm going, they're going to be 2-1. It's electric. Seahawks are a collection of dirtbags. That's 3-1. And then we're on to New England for a chance to be 4-1 at the bye. Be a story in the league. I did. I was sitting there watching the game, allowing myself mentally. I don't want to say to dream, but to really look ahead. And you know what I'm left with, Rico? We're left doing the same effing show. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And I don't want to do that. Oh, we have Dan Campbell's press conference at 2:15. Great. What am I going to hear? Oh, I hate the decision, man. Yeah. I shouldn't have kicked it, man. I should have. Great.
No.
What's that do for me?
Nothing. I got the precursor to this show yesterday.
Man.
When I had to do the post game show, and it was exactly what you thought it was going to be.
Man.
And it was just disappointment because you had a game on the road. You had a win. And it wasn't like you were going to steal a game. You were actually better than the Vikings.
They earned it from start to finish.
You had a 14-point lead, and you took that to a tie game at halftime. Once again, couldn't stop them right before the half. Then you had a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter, and you found a way to lose it. But not just lose it. Man, two epic plays, two things that really determined the fourth down, lining up to kick a field goal at the side of the field where a bunch of field goals had already died. This may not be the side of the field you want to kick from.
Well, he also doesn't have a good kicker. Seibert, it's not like he's trotting Graham Gano out there.
It was his first pressure kick. So you know what? Unfortunately, you don't know if somebody can handle it until they do it.
He already missed on the day.
But that wasn't. Yeah.
I'm just making a point. He's not. Go look at his career.
Right, but you can't hire a new kicker in mid-game.
Which is why you don't kick. You either punt or go for it.
That's true.
And the thing that bothered me more was what was the timeout?
And that was my thing at that point because Minnesota didn't have any timeouts. They threw the ball middle of the field. They were going to have to run down there. You got O-linemen huffing and puffing trying to get down there to get set up in order just to do a spike, and then they would do something. No, wait, let me help you, Kirk. Let's just call timeout. You guys set up the game-winning play on us, and we'll be ready. Because right out of the timeout was the game-winning play. Touchdown, KJ Osborne. Detroit's own, but yeah. And he was wide open. It almost looked like a busted play. He catches it. Ball game. That was it. I had flashbacks of the Baltimore game when you kind of helped out Lamar to beat you there and the Ravens because you called a timeout. I was told, hey, he's going to learn from this. He's going to be better from this. And when the pressure was on, he went right back to who he was.
I think the problem for me is maybe this is just a different version of Jim Caldwell. It's a guy who's actually going to be a decent coach, and the team plays for him, and they like him, and they care. But when the chips are down and your ass is in the jackpot, he's going to F it up because his in-game management continues to be a problem.
It's what I've said before, and people, I don't mean for it to be a negative. It's just factual. This man is learning on the job. And yesterday was another time where he made two decisions, and you got to hope that the next time you come up to these types of things, you've been going for it the entire game. And I understood. I didn't like it because I sent you a text. I got tired of always constantly going for it, but I get it. You don't have the kicker that you want, so you're going to be aggressive. But if you're going to be aggressive, then you be aggressive. You sell out. You keep being aggressive. But all of a sudden, when it was time to be a big boy and be aggressive, nah, I don't want to do that. Yeah, it's easy to bet when you're at that $5 table and you just being Willie Big Nuts out there. But now you're at the $500 table. Can I put 20 on it? No. Are you all in or not? Well, maybe not. So that's what disappointed me.
The other problem is your last 4 possessions, it goes punt, turnover on downs, missed field goal. That's not how you close a game. It's just you're not going to get away with that in the NFL. And even look at 2 weeks ago. Look at Baltimore, Miami. Oh, well, we're up 21. Are you, Chief? Now you just lost in regulation because you went punt, and the other guy just kept blasting.
But if you think about it, you've had problems closing out the first half as well. You were up 14-0, and it was a tie game.
And they also went for it and did not get it on 4th down, and they gave them a short field, 14-14 at halftime.
Yeah.
So you end each half
Yeah, but here's the deal, David. You know, they were 4 for 5 on 4th down.
Correct.
At one point in the game. If I have a great kicker, I could live with the field goal, but it's got to be a McManus, a Justin Tucker, a Graham Gano. It's got to be a guy. This Siebert guy stinks. And when you look at his career numbers, like he's very below average for the NFL. Now, why Riley Patterson, who's killing it in Jacksonville right now, why they chose Siebert and not, that's up to them. I would have understood a punt. I would have. No.
That's right. If you're not going to put your best players out there, let's just punt the ball. Let's try to coffin corner that thing, put it inside the 10, no timeouts, make them drive the field. Their field goal kicker had missed a bunch of field goals too. So it wasn't like they got a lot of confidence in him. I think I saw something. Those two are tied for the 30th worst kickers in the league.
Well, there were 4 combined missed kicks in the game.
Right.
Too.
So at that point, you have the lead. Put it on them and their bad kicker to tie the game to take it to overtime.
I think part of what shaped his decision, and I don't know if he'll admit it, was just Swift was hobbled. ASB was hobbled. They had gone for it on 4th and 1. I thought that call was a little bit much for me at that stage of the game where it was like, look, if you're going to go. But a play pass that travels 0 yards, I don't know. I'm always a believer if you're going to run those things. It's like Peyton Manning used to say, if it was 4th and 5, you throw it 15 yards. You know, like make sure whatever pass you're throwing. I mean, I was like, wait, did you just throw a 6-foot pass to Hawkinson? Like
the old Steve Mariucci plays.
It's basically he goes Conan the Barbarian for about 3.5 quarters, and then when the chips are down,
when it counts,
he can't make the right move, and it's frustrating because they are good enough to win. They were good enough to win that game yesterday.
But to me, it told me you didn't trust that you can pick up the first down, and to me, kicking the field goal also told me you didn't really believe that your defense can stop this team because you compounded that by calling a timeout to, I guess, make sure you got your defensive lineman set and everybody knew and everybody was on the same page, only to get a touchdown scored on you the very next play. So it does scream, what do you, I guess, of all of them, you trusted more into your kicker? And that's pretty bad.
Isn't the message supposed to be grit? And isn't going for a field goal, not going for it, or not, just punting it away and let your defense take care of it? Is that not the opposite of grit? Isn't that the opposite of whatever we've been seeing in Hard Knocks? Doesn't that fly in the face?
I don't agree with it, but the field goal means that the Minnesota now has to score a touchdown and kick the extra point to beat you. But they didn't have any timeouts. Their kicker was already struggling. Pin them back as far as you can and just play the percentage. That's what I would have done. Or, you know what? Put the ball in your best hands. See if you can get St. Brown to come out there. He looked like he was hobbled, but you know what? Even if you're a decoy, we just need you out on the field. Swift, even if you can't do anything, be the decoy so that we can run some play action and get the ball to Hawk, get the ball to Reynolds, get the ball to somebody else. But now they went for the field goal.
No, and again, 53 yards. I know it's become more normalized, but unless you're a good kicker, I'm just not trotting you out there. I'm not. I mean, I know, like when I was growing up, it'd be unheard of for a guy to kick a 53-yard field goal, but that's kind of currency now. But see, I'm not. He'd already missed.
But Mike, and not only did he miss, but Minnesota's kicker in the same end zone.
I know.
Had already missed 2 long ones. So
I feel like Minnesota's kickers have been bad since birth. I don't get it. The Vikings,
they're just cursed.
They are ever since the Morton Anderson deal.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is uplifting. Everyone having fun? Isn't this great? It wasn't supposed to be this. The show should have been totally different today.